On Wednesday of this week, the North Carolina House could vote to override Governor Cooper's veto of Senate Bill 382.
The bill moves $227 million to Helene relief from the state savings reserve. It also takes power away from the governor and other highly elected Democrats.
Now, that bill would also change election procedure in the state of North Carolina. Tonight, News 13's Justin Berger takes our questions about those changes to Buncombe County's Director of Elections.
Was your office, were any of the 100 county offices consulted when this bill was being written by lawmakers?
I can't speak for other county offices, but ours was not.
Corrine Duncan, Buncombe County's Director of Elections, waits for the House to determine if SB 382 will become law.
We're used to laws changing, and we're good at it. I feel like we are very good change managers. But there's a limit to what we can do, and I think that we've hit that here.
Specifically,
most of these are doable. It's really the absentee and provisional changes that are very challenging. Not just challenging, but very challenging for us to complete.
Written on paper, the changes are simple, but explained by the North Carolina Association of Directors of Elections, implementing them would be just the opposite. Absentee ballots would have to be counted on election night. Polls close at 7:30 in North Carolina. In 4.5 hours, staff would have to process those ballots on top of other responsibilities.
One thing that we would have to figure out is how to have a team big enough on election day to process all of those. So that would mean more resources there.
And provisional ballots, those must be counted 3 days after the election, a dramatic change from the current 10-day window.
So if we're talking 8.5 days and we want it to be down to 3, right now we're using 20 people. Yes, and then we need space for them where my building is already full.
Verifying a provisional ballot is complex. Voter registration, residency, and eligibility must be verified. It's cross-referenced with DMV data, reviewed, and audited. Simply, it takes time. Duncan showing us a 27-page memo her office uses to help verify provisional ballots. 1,400 of them this year in Buncombe County.
That would be very difficult to compress that into a 3-day period. So I don't see that being possible.
Do you think this bill gives you the best chance to run a free and fair election?
I think that it's important for elections offices to make sure that they are upholding the law, and we will do everything that we can to uphold this law if it passes.
In Buncombe County, Justin Berger, News 13.